Hello, in today's video we'll be dealing with priming your cartridges. Although we ship all our cartridges already primed, it has come to our attention that during shipping sometimes the packages are handled so rough that the ink actually goes back into the tank, and the cartridges will have to get reprimed once you receive them. So this is going to be a quick explanation of how to reprime your cartridges, and it really shouldn't take you more than a few minutes. This video will be longer than how much time it'll actually take you. So the first thing you want to do is, on your printer, go over to maintenance and choose replace ink cartridges. That will move the carriage over to the left to where you can see the block of cartridges. Please don't remove the block, because a lot of people have a hard time putting it back in, and it takes a lot of time to try to explain it how to actually insert the cartridges into the printer. So just leave the cartridges in, just go over to maintenance and replacing cartridges. That will cause the carriage to move over to the left slightly so that you can access it. So the first thing you'll want to do, I know your tank will be full of ink already, but the first thing you want to do is put the tank on a higher elevation than your ink cartridges. So if your ink cartridges are about here, you'll want to be about 3-4 inches higher than the level of the printer, at least so that you're at the top of the height of the cartridges. You need gravity and air pressure to do its thing. All right. So once the cartridges move over to the left, you're going to want to remove, let me get close up right here, each one of these rubber stoppers. So I'm going to remove this black and yellow wire to make it easier for us to get to those rubber stoppers. It's just a quick little pull and it comes out. All right. So let's start. I'm going to start putting the ink in my tank so I can explain this better. All right. And you notice I always have some paper towels around. Little spills always happen. I also have my work area covered in cardboard for the same reason. It's always best to be precautious when dealing with ink. So I have my ink. You'll notice there's a little bit of ink running on my line, but really not a whole lot. That is because of this rubber plug. So what you want to do is either use your nail if you've got a nail, or use a needle or a pin of some sort to pull the plug out. Once I pull the plug out, I'm going to try to use my nail. Once you pull the plug out, you're going to see the ink starts to go. It'll go as long as the tank is at the same level or higher than the cartridge. The ink will continue to run. As you see, it'll continue to go into the cartridge. So since your ink is already in the tank, all you're going to do is open up the stopper. It's going to slowly fill up. The higher that you have your ink tanks, the quicker it'll fill up. Okay, so what you're going to do is put your ink tank as high as you can where it's not going to fall over, and also make sure that this air hole is open while you do this. If you don't have air pressure here, it will not bring the ink into the cartridge. So you'll take the rubber stopper off and you'll look in this hole. When you see the ink is nearing the top, you'll get your rubber stopper and you'll plug it back up. Just like that. And you'll proceed to the next one until you're done with all four. Please put the rubber stopper in before it gets all the way to the top. You may not have enough time to put the rubber stopper in and you'll have a big spill. It'll cause a big headache. So before it reaches the top, when you can see the ink, go ahead and put the rubber stopper in. If for some reason the ink level gets too high and you're not going to be able to get the rubber stopper in on time, bring the ink tank to a lower elevation than the ink cartridges. That will immediately recede the ink into the cartridge, and you'll avoid the spill. As long as this is higher than this, as long as the ink tank is higher than the cartridges, the air pressure will pour the ink into the cartridge. And the rubber stopper has to be off as well. So that's basically it. You do that for each of the 4 cartridges and they'll be primed once again. When you're done with that, click on, put your battery back in, plug your battery back in, press the white button, and click on Start on your printer, and you'll be good to go. It'll probably it might do a charge. You'll want to do at least a cleaning to get the ink from the cartridges into the print head, and if you need to do an extra cleaning, do an extra cleaning, but one cleaning is usually enough. What I like to do as well is print a picture on a high quality setting to get the ink through all the nozzles. All right, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us, and I hope this helps. Thank you.